The unification of Romania and Moldova became a popular concept in the two countries in late 1980s, during the dissolution of the Soviet Union, the Romanian Revolution in 1989, and the independence of Moldova in 1991 further contributed to the development of a movement for the unification of the two Romanian-speaking countries. The question of reunification is recurrent in the public sphere of the two countries, often as a speculation, both as a goal and a danger. The idea, while widespread in Romania, is only supported by a minority in Moldova. Individuals who advocate the unification are usually called unionists. Some support it as a peaceful process based on consent in the two countries, others in the name of a Romanian historical right over Bessarabia. The supporters of the union refer to the opponents as Moldovanists. Background: the Principality of Moldavia was a vassal state of the Ottoman Empire, and its eastern territories between the Prut and the Dniestr were annexed by the Russian Empire in 1812. In accordance with the Treaty of Bucharest, the Russians referred to this new region as Bessarabia, taking a name that had previously only applied to a southern portion of the region and extending it to cover the entire newly annexed territory. The name derives from the Wallachian Bessarab dynasty, who had presided over the southern portion in the Middle Ages. During the Russian Revolution of 1917, a newly formed regional parliament declared Bessarabia's autonomy within Russia. In 1918, after the Romanian army entered Bessarabia, the makeshift parliament decided on independence, only to review its position and ultimately decide on a conditional union with Romania. The conditions, including the provisions for autonomy, were ultimately dropped. In 1940, during World War II, Romania agreed to an ultimatum and ceded Moldova to the Soviet Union, which organized it into the Moldavian SSR. In the summer of 1941, Romania joined Hitler's Axis in the invasion of the Soviet Union, recovering Bessarabia and northern Bukovina, as well as occupying the territory to the east of the Dniester, it dubbed Transnistria. By the end of World War II, the Soviet Union had reconquered all of the lost territories, re-establishing Soviet authority there. The Soviets strongly promoted the Moldovan ethnic identity, against other opinions that viewed all speakers of the Romanian language as part of a single ethnic group, taking advantage of the incomplete integration of Bessarabia into the interwar Romania. The official Soviet policy also stated that Romanian and Moldovan were two different languages, and, to emphasize this distinction, Moldovan had to be written in a new Cyrillic alphabet based on the reformed Russian Cyrillic, rather than the obsolete Romanian Cyrillic that ceased to be used in the 19th century in the Old Kingdom and 1917 in Bessarabia. Revival of nationalism. In September 1989, with the liberalization in the Soviet Union, the Parliament of Moldovan SSR declared Moldovan as the official language, and asserted the existence of a Moldovan-Romanian linguistic identity. On 6 May 1990, after several decades of strict separation, Romania and the Moldovan SSR temporarily lifted border crossing restrictions, and thousands of people crossed the Prut River, which marked their common border. The factors hindering the unification were complex, ranging from the caution of political leaders in Moldova and Romania, the war in Transnistria, and, perhaps more importantly, the mentality of large parts of the population in Moldova who were indifferent or opposed to such a project. In his address to the Romanian Parliament in February 1991, Moldova's first president Mișa Sneaga spoke of a common identity of Moldovans and Romanians, referring to the Romanians of both sides of the Prut River. In June 1991, Sneaga talked about Moldova Moldova moving toward the reunification was Romania, adding that the Soviet Union is not making great efforts to stop it. While many Moldovan intellectuals supported the union and wanted a reunion with the Romanian motherland, there was little popular support for it, with more than 70% of the Moldovans opposing it, according to a 1992 poll. At the same time, Transnistria, the eastern part of Moldova inhabited by a Slavic majority, used the putative danger of unification with Romania as a pretext for its own aspirations for independence. Political ties and unionism. Following the Declaration of Independence on 27 August 1991, the Romanian flag defaced with the Moldovan coat of arms and the Romanian anthem, danger.The Remain, became the symbols of the new independent Moldova. Following the growing tension between the pro-union governing Moldovan Popular Front and President Sniga, in particular over unification, the president moved closer to the Moldovanist group of agrarians, and appointed the candidate Andrei Sangheli as prime minister. As a result, and especially after the victory of agrarians in the 1994 elections, Moldova began distancing itself from Romania. The state flag was slightly modified, and the anthem changed to Limba Noastră. The Moldovan referendum of 1994 for an independent Moldova was seen by many public figures to be aimed at implicitly excluding a union with Romania. Furthermore, the constitution adopted in 1994 by the new parliament, dominated by Moldovanist agrarians and socialists, called the official language Moldovan, as opposed to the earlier Declaration of Independence that called it Romanian. The attempt by Moldovan President Miloš Sniga in 1996 to change the name of the official language to Romanian was dismissed by the Moldovan parliament as promoting Romanian expansionism. A concept on national policy was adopted in 2003 by the communist-dominated parliament, stating that Moldovans and Romanians are different peoples, and that the latter are an ethnic minority in Moldova. Before 2005, only the Christian Democratic People's Party, one of the political heirs of the Moldovan Popular Front, actively supported unification. However, the stance of the Christian Democrats changed significantly after they started collaborating closely with the ruling Moldovan communists. During the elections of April 2009, the Alliance of National Liberal Party and the European Action Movement ran on a common platform of a loose union with Romania, but accumulated only around 1% of the votes. Political commentary. In 2004 and later, the Romanian newspaper ZU published a series of articles and interviews with Stanislav Belkovski, an influential Russian political commentator, who proposed a plan of a unification of Romania and Moldova excluding Transnistria. Speculations followed whether his plan is backed by higher circles in the Kremlin, but they were never confirmed. Nevertheless, several journalists and scholars dismissed the plan as a diversion, also pointing out several ambiguities, such as the status of the city of Benda, situated on the right bank of Dniester but under Transnistrian control, and, more importantly, the unlikelihood of Moldova's acquiescence to such a plan. In January 2006, the Romanian President Traian Băsescu declared that he strongly supported the Moldovan bid for joining the European Union and that the minimal policy of Romania is for the unification of the Romanian nation to take place within the EU. The phrase minimal policy led to questions whether there is also a maximal policy. In July of the same year, Băsescu claimed to have made a proposal to the Moldovan President Vladimir Vorin that Moldova joined the EU together with Romania in 2007, and that the alleged offer was rejected. Băsescu also added that Romania would respect this decision and would help Moldova to join EU on its own. In October 2006, the Romanian newspaper Cotidianul estimated the cost of a union with Moldova at €30 - 35 billion, and attracted criticism from the Romanian newspaper CUA, as well as Timpul, for exaggerating the costs and disregarding other dimensions of a possible union. After the Moldovan parliamentary election of April 2009, the 2009 Moldova civil unrest, the Moldovan parliamentary election of July 2009, and the creation of the governing Alliance for European Integration, a new wave of speculations about the union followed. The Party of Communists, now in opposition, claimed the Unionists came to power. Quote, in a November 2009 interview, political commentator Stanislav Belkovsky declared that the April 2009 marked the beginning of the process of Moldova's return to Romania. Traian Băsescu made a state visit to Moldova along with a number of ministers to announce several projects that would intensify ties between the two countries, and the offer of €100 million grant for infrastructure projects. Băsescu called Moldova his sole project. Private Romanian investments are also expected to increase significantly with the opening of a Moldovan-Romanian business and investment office, and the takeover of the online news portal Unimedia by Romanian group Realitatea Catavencu Group, owned by businessman Sorin Ovidiu Vantu. On 15 February 2010, the Lipcani-Radorti border crossing between Romania and Moldova opened, and the remnant Soviet barbed wire fence on the Moldovan side of the border with Romania was dismantled. In January 2010, Misha Druk, the former Prime Minister of Moldova between 1990 and 1991, declared that the unification of Romania and the Republic of Moldova is inevitable. However, acting President Mihai Gimpu denied in an interview with the Russian-language newspaper Komsomolskaya Pravda v Moldova that such a move will be taken, stating that a union is not included in the program of the governing coalition. On another occasion he declared that if the people wanted unification, neither he nor anyone else could stop them. He admitted on several occasions to personally share unionist views. However, in August 2010 he declared that the proposition of an interstate union between Romania and Moldova was a very stupid idea. On the 27th of November 2013, a day before participation in the Eastern Partnership Summit in Vilnius, Romanian President Traian Băsescu was invited to an interview at the national TV station TVR. He said that the third priority for Romania after joining NATO and the EU must be the union with Moldova. I'm convinced that if in Moldova will be an unionist current, Romania will say yeses without hesitation, stated the head of state. In present, Romania supports the full integration of Moldova into the EU. The mayor of Chișinău, Dorin Certoac, welcomed the statements made by Băsescu. On the other hand, the Moldovan Prime Minister, Iulianca, described Băsescu's declaration as creating crucial problems for Moldova and affirmed his government's support for a sovereign Moldova. Positions similar to Lianca's were taken by the other leaders of the pro-European ruling coalition, Vlad Filar and Marian Lupu, as well as by Vladimir Voronin, leader of the main opposition party. Current trends. Dual citizenship for Moldovan citizens. A poll conducted by IPP Chișinău in November 2007 shows that 33.6% of the Moldovan population is interested in holding Romanian citizenship, while 58.8% is not interested. The main reason of those interested is feeling Romanian, the possibility of traveling to Romania, and the possibility of traveling and/or working in the EU. Between 1991 and 2009, some 140,000 Moldovan citizens obtained Romanian citizenship. According to some estimates, as many as 1 million Moldovan citizens requested Romanian citizenship by 2009. In 2010, the Romanian government created the National Authority for Citizenship to process the large number of applications for Romanian citizenship coming, especially from Moldovan citizens. The study, Requiring Romanian Citizenship: Historical, Comparative and Applied Perspectives, released in 2012, estimated that 226,507 Moldovan citizens reacquired Romanian citizenship by the 15th of August 2011. Between the 15th of August 2011 and the 15th of October 2012, an additional 90,000 reacquired Romanian citizenship, according to the National Authority for Citizenship, bringing the total to 320,000. A 2013 study by the Soros Foundation Romania found that from the passing of the citizenship law in 1991 until the end of 2012, the number of successful applications from Moldova was 323,049. This is an increase of 96,542 successful applications since the 15th of August 2011. In the same period, the number of applications was 449,783, meaning that around 125,000 applications still need to be finalized. In 2011 and 2012, 100,845 and 87,015 applications were submitted respectively. The actual number of persons granted citizenship in these applications remains unclear because each application may include minors dependent on the adult filing. The number of persons is estimated to be around 400,000, with the potential of 150,000 more persons if all outstanding applications are successful. Action 2012. In April 2011, a coalition of NGOs from Romania and Moldova created the Civic Platform Actionia 2012, whose aim is to raise awareness of the necessity of the unification between Romania and the Republic of Moldova. Year 2012 was chosen as a reference to the bicentennial commemoration of the 1812 division of historical Moldavia, when the Russian Empire annexed what would later be called Bessarabia. The proponents see the unification as a reversal of this historical division, a reversal inspired by the rather short-lived union of Bessarabia with Romania disrupted by the Soviet occupation. Union Council. In February 2012, the Union Council was created to gather all Unionists in order to promote the idea of Romanian national unity. Among the signatories, Misha Druk, former Moldovan Prime Minister, Alexandru Mozanu, former Speaker of the Moldovan Parliament, the Vitalia Pavlysenso, President of the National Liberal Party, Vladimir Bezliga, writer, Constantin Tanes, Director of the Moldovan newspaper Timpul-de Dimineață, Val Butnaru, President of General Trust Media, Oleg Brega, journalist and activist, Nicu Ana, soloist of the Moldovan rock band Gandul Matea, and Tudor Ionescu, President of the Romanian Neo-Fascist Association Noua Dreptă, Valentin Delganuige, former Moldovan MP, Eugenia Duca, Moldovan businesswoman, Anton Moraru, Moldovan professor of history, Eugen Milaș, Vice President of People's Party, Dan Diaconescu, and others. Union marches. The newly created Action 2012 and Union Council initiative groups organized several manifestations in support of the unification. Throughout 2012, the first one was a rally of 2,000 to 3,000 people in Chișinău on the 25th of March 2012, held as an anniversary of the Union of Bessarabia with Romania on the 27th of March 1918. Larger rallies took place on the 13th of May and on the 16th of September. A union march was also held in Bucharest in October 2012 and was attended by several thousand people. Smaller-scale manifestations took place in the Moldovan cities of Cahul and Balti on the 22nd of July and the 5th of August respectively. Various intellectuals and artists from both countries supported the marches, while Moldovan speaker Marian Lupu and Prime Minister Vlad Filar opposed them. The rallies in Bucharest were later repeated in October 2013 and October 2014. Also, in September 2014, another rally took place in Chișinău, during which a 300-meter-long Romanian flag was carried through the central street of the city. On the 16th of May 2015, between 5,000 and 25,000 people demonstrated for unification in Chișinău, in what has been claimed to be the largest pro-Romanian protests since 1990s. Another protest, attracting between 5,000 and 30,000 people, took place on the 5th of July 2015 in Chișinău. Around 1,000 young people from among the participants headed to Bucharest in the March of Stephen the Great, calling for the unification of Moldova with Romania. The march lasted a week, from 5 to the 11th of July. In the Republic of Moldova, the march followed the routes Drăsenilos over Călărași Cornăști Ungeni. Participants crossed the Prut River on the 11th of July at 10 a.m. in a large-scale reenactment of the Bridges of Flowers in 1990. The march ended in Bucharest, where were greeted by several hundred Romanian citizens in University Square, before making the way to the Cotroceni Palace to call on Romanian President Klaus Iohannis to support the unification project. Former Moldovan President Vladimir Voronin has sharply condemned the march to Romania. In a letter to European Parliament President Martin Schulz, released on the 7th of July, Voronin accused Bucharest of fomenting the destruction and annexation of Moldova. On the 22nd of September 2015, the governments of Romania and the Republic of Moldova held a bilateral reunion in Neptune, Constanța County, where over 300 unionists demonstrated. The representatives obtained access to the meeting, discussing with the Minister of Foreign Affairs about common projects. The unionists announced the Reunification Agenda 2018, some of the claims being accepted and decided within the intergovernmental meeting. Public opinion. Moldova. The International Republican Institute, in partnership with Gallup Inc., regularly conduct polls in the Republic of Moldova on several social and political issues. The following results reflect the public stance in Moldova on the question of reunification. A poll conducted by IRI in Moldova in November 2008 showed that 29% of the population would support a union with Romania, while 61% would reject it. The pro-unionist NGO Romanian Center of Strategic Studies published reports claiming significantly higher support for the idea. The Public Opinion Barometer, released twice a year in Moldova, included in its November to December 2015 edition a question about the reunification. An internal poll ordered by a Moldovan political party conducted between 1 to 21 November 2015 also asked about the unification. A poll conducted by FOP between 11 to 20 March 2016 presented the following results. Romania. A poll conducted in November to December 2010 and extensively analyzed in the study The Republic of Moldova in the Romanian Public Awareness addressed the issue of reunification. A similar survey carried out in Romania in June 2012 by the Romanian Center of Strategic Studies showed the following results. According to a poll conducted by the Romanian Institute for Evaluation and Strategy on the 29th of November 2013, 76% of Romanians agree with the union of Romania and Moldova, while only 18% oppose a possible union. A poll by INSCOP, conducted between 9 to 14 July 2015, asked about the unification by 2018. Impact of a unification scenario. The Republic of Moldova would bring to Romania an addition of 3.5 million inhabitants and an increase in gross domestic product of almost €6 billion. However, GDP per capita would fall to €9,650. Current Romanian GDP per capita is estimated at €10,859, while Moldovan GDP per capita stands at €1,725. Open borders for business would create a very enticing opportunity for Romanian investors to move the place of production from the right to the left side of Prut, the costs being lower in almost all respects. Until now, such movements were made only by multinationals, of which the best example is Coca-Cola. Supporters of unification: Alexandru Arsenal, actor; Andreea Raducan, Olympic gymnast; Camelia Patek, Olympic swimmer; Claudiu Bliant, actor; Dorin Certoacă, mayor of Chișinău; Maia Morgenstern, actress; Mihaileu, rally driver and retired boxer; Misha Drag, Moldovan and Romanian politician, a former Prime Minister of Moldova; Nicu Zădan, civic activist and mathematician; Noroca Nicolae, MEP; Ovidiu Lipan, musician, composer and drummer; Porpir Vulescu, footballer; Ramona Manovscu, MEP and Romanian Transport Minister; Ruxandra Dragomir, tennis player; Stella Popescu, actress; Traian Băsescu, President of Romania; Tudor Gheorghe, singer, songwriter and actor; Varujan Vosganian, economist, politician and writer.